match day 4, and it is only getting closer as well. Hello and welcome here to this episode of the Manchester United preview show, and today we will be talking about, yes, once again, the next game against Copenhagen. Obviously the last game ended up in a 1-0 win. I will talk about that in a little bit more detail later on. But, well, that win has made us in a little bit of a better position than we were before the game. And, well, that's good there from a lot of United fans. The only concern is, well, we've been absolutely shocking since then. So, if that comes down to anything, Copenhagen will have a very good chance to potentially beat us at the Teleparken Stadium. Who knows? But right, yo, then let's get underway. And first of all, let's talk about the match in full. And here we are then, match day 4, and how quick has that gone? I tell you, how quick. Honestly, I feel like I was just talking about match day 3 about a week ago, and now it has just come up like this. Match day 4 of the UEFA Champions League comes here at the beautiful city of Copenhagen. As well, we have FC Copenhagen versus Manchester United live from the Parken Stadium. And what do I think of this game? Well, this is actually going to be a very daunting task, I think, there for the United players. And I will say that now. Because Manchester United away are absolutely terrible. We're shocking away. And, well, I actually heard something before. I heard on a podcast what I was listening to. Kasper Schmeichel said about this ground. This was the same ground, sadly, where Christian Eriksen did, well, collapse. So he might not be having good memories when he next steps onto that pitch. However, what I will say is Kasper Schmeichel, a Danish goalkeeper, said on the Ben Foster podcast, saying that this is a very high stadium and it will be very high and very intimidating. It's like the fans can look right down at what's happening. So if that is the case, then Manchester United are not going to have a fun ride here against Copenhagen. And to be fair, I don't think we will. Because how bad we have been recently, Manchester United, said it all. However, we did well play City, Newcastle, who were two hard teams anyway, but still, we got battered. We lost 3-0, got battered against City, we got battered against Newcastle, which doesn't really help. Obviously, we beat Fulham 1-0 on Saturday, but still, that is not great, to be fair, if you want to be aiming high in the Champions League, at least getting out with this group anyway there for Manchester United. That will be one biggie that they will have to do. And, well, what can I say? United, they've still got some players that are obviously back. Amrabat's back from, well, his little injury he did sustain against Fulham, so he couldn't play then. Hannibal will be on the plane. Mason Mount will be on the plane. So all of these top players will be on the plane, which should be good for us. And, well, it's much needed too, because, well, Copenhagen, they played okay. They played okay when they played us at Old Trafford. They played okay. And, well, what I will do now is I will actually show you how the last game went. So this is how the game overall went for Manchester United last match day against Copenhagen. So it did finish Manchester United 1, FC Copenhagen 0. And I tell you what, we were absolutely lucky. We were lucky as. I mean, we should have, well, drawn. I mean, to be fair, we should have lost it. We could have lost it. We could have lost the game. Copenhagen were all over us. Obviously, that 90th penalty with Andre Onana did save what is the main picture on here. I thought it was surreal. I thought when Andre Onana saved it, I was like, what? Am I seeing something here? Am I seeing something here? Like, he had his best game probably in a Manchester United shirt that game against Copenhagen. But, well, I was just thinking, is this the real Andre Onana I'm seeing? It's like that. I didn't know what I was seeing ultimately. And I didn't know what I was seeing. The fact that this man here, Harry Maguire, scored the goal. Scored the goal which made us win that match. And, well, it's what you want, innit? That is what you want. When you are a Manchester United player, you always want to score in the Champions League. But that did Harry Maguire a world of favours, because that started Harry Maguire to be a better player than, well, he were. Because, well, everyone doubted him. Everyone thought, hang on, is he as really good as people think he is? People started doubting him, thinking, should he even play for the badge? But now, actually, I think for the last 4 games, he's done all right. He's done all right. Maguire and Onana have probably been our 2 best players in the team. that just shows how bad we have been. If our two, villains at the start of the season end up being the best players, it just shows that. That overall shows how bad Manchester United have been. And for Copenhagen, they were really unlucky. The fact that they, lost the game because they had a penalty in 95th minute. The penalty was shocking, but they did have chances where they could have easily drew the game. But instead, it didn't happen like that. And just like that, Manchester United got the 3 points. And, a much needed one if we want to still stay in this Champions League. Well, this right here is the squad that Manchester United will be taking over to Copenhagen. So first of all, let's have a look at the goalkeepers. So the goalkeeper situation is fairly similar. It's Andre Onana, Inde, and Tom Heaton. They're practically the three keepers that, we expected to play. They're obviously Onana, our main keeper, Inde the second, and Heaton the third. So they are pretty much the keepers that we thought. Defenders, practically the similar defence. Diogo Dalot, Johnny Evans, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Sergio Reguilon, Varane and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They are pretty much two defenders that, you expected to be on. They are pretty much the defenders you expected to be there. They are our best defenders, pretty much our only defenders. I expect why they are on there. The midfielder-wise then, midfield, again, similar. We've got Sofian Amrabat, who comes back to, the team. Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Hannibal, Scott McTominay and Mason Mount. Scott McTominay has been a scoring machine at the minute. He has been an absolute scoring machine. He can find a way to score a goal just like that. Not just like that, but he's always in the right place at the right time, McTominay, to find a goal. And at Scotland, he did it. Against United, he did it. Against Fulham, he did it. But, that got disallowed. So, he's prone to obviously get a goal. He can score a goal. Like I said before, Christian Eriksen coming back to his home country of Denmark, coming back to the ground that, haunts him. It is like, it's that situation. It's like, you're coming back to your ground, you will want to make an impact, you'll want to score a goal, and then you'll want to win the match. That is what, Christian Eriksen and all of the midfield will be thinking. Because the midfield have been the ones, for my opinion, that have been under the most scrutiny. The defence can't do anything. The midfield has been tragic this year. I mean, Casemiro, he hasn't been the same player he was. He's been injured. I think he pulled his hamstring, I believe, in training. Bruno Fernandes, he hasn't been the player as he once were. He scored a goal against Fulham last minute to give us a win. But he hasn't been the same player as we all thought he would have been. Mason Mount, again, he could be turning into a flop. It's like, you can see him, but he just looks confused every time he's on the pitch. Every time he's on the pitch playing for United, he looks confused, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do here? Am I going to pass? Am I going to shoot? Am I going to keep the ball? It's just like that. It is just like that there with Mason Mount. Then the forwards, this actually surprised me a little bit. Garnacho, we thought. Rasmus Højlund, we thought, obviously coming back to his home stadium. Anthony Martial, Facundo Pellistri, and Marcus Rashford. So he's dropped Anthony, which is quite, intriguing, the fact that he's dropped Anthony. And to be fair, I think it is the right... Oh, hang on, no. No, he hasn't dropped Anthony, I've just realised. It's Garnacho, Anthony, Omari Thorson. I've just seen that. Well, I thought, is this real? But, yeah. Omari Thorson is, a player from the academy who is starting to train. And, he's done okay there from the academy point of view. He is a good player. But, it's still surprising the fact that, we've got that. But Anthony, he needs to buckle up. He needs to buckle up because he's turning into probably one of the worst signings Manchester United have ever made. He could be on a par with Alexis Sanchez, is that bad? I mean, what does he do, Anthony? He tries getting the ball, cutting inside, trying to do a little spinny, right foot, Penenka, goal. Or, thingy, goal. That's all what Anthony wants to do. That is it. That is it there. That is what Anthony does. That's it. Garnacho, he's been okay. He will probably, for my opinion, have to play. Because, Marcus Rashford hasn't delivered. Marcus Rashford hasn't delivered up. I mean, he did get dropped against Fulham, but I think we all know why he got dropped against Fulham, because, the squad was absolutely shocking. And, what he did against City was pretty much unacceptable. So, I think everyone knows why he's been dropped. But I'd give Pellistri a go. I think Palestri's done alright. Obviously, he assisted the goal which won us the game. I still think he's a very good player. I think there is some skill in Facundo Palestri, what Erik ten Hag needs to unleash on that squad. But that is it. That is the squad. And well, let's move on to another thing, shall we? And just like that then, let's move to my starting 11, what I think Manchester United will use for the game against FC Copenhagen. So I'm going to go there for Andre Onana in goal. Obviously, number 24, our main keeper, and number 1, he will be in. He's done pretty well there the last 3 weeks for Manchester United, so I do believe he should be in goal. Then left back, I have gone there for Sergio Reguilon. Obviously, he's fit, he's ready to go. Why not play him, see what he can do. Then in the defence, I've gone Harry Maguire and Raphael Varane. I know Ten Hag likes to play Johnny Evans at times ahead of Raphael Varane, but I thought, leave Evans against Luton. He can play against Luton Town, I'm not bothered. United are lucky the fact that we have Luton Town next game, and that's not me underestimating Luton Town, do not get me wrong. But United can actually play the strongest team, obviously, against Copenhagen, and then we can rest some against Luton Town. That's what Ten Hag can do, which is, well, a possibility. So I think Varane should get the heads up. He hasn't played in a while. I think Maguire and Varane would suit. Although Maguire and Evans have actually done alright recently. Then the Spider himself, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he can play. And the right back, obviously, Diogo Dalot hasn't done that great. Aaron Wan-Bissaka came on and he looked like he had more fire and desire than Diogo Dalot actually did playing there for Manchester United. Then there for the midfield, I'm going to go there for Scott McTominay and Sofyan Amrabat. Obviously, it's a bit controversial. I could have either picked Christian Eriksen, the fact that he's playing in Denmark, and well, he knows some Copenhagen players. However, I just think Sofyan Amrabat, I think he's the safer option. Scott McTominay, he's done quite well. He scored some goals. He could be a good part there for Ten Hag's squad if they do need a goal. So I still believe Scott McTominay should stay in. Then Sofyan Amrabat can potentially come in maybe as a Casemiro type of view. I don't know. Bruno Fernandes, obviously our captain, he will go in the midfield, the centre attacking midfielder position, where obviously McTominay and Amrabat are obviously defending him. Then up front, it is the usual up front. Rashford, Højlund and Antony. I'm going to give Antony a game today, see what he can do. If he doesn't do good, drop him. Drop him against Luton Town. Drop him. Don't play him, because against Fulham, he was absolutely dreadful. However, I'm going to stick with Antony. I think he will play on that right wing. I think Rashford will play on the left, so that the main man, Rasmus Højlund, can play up front. And the reason I have said that is because, well, if you notice, Rashford's probably the only one, even if he's not done so great, Rashford is probably the only one, right, that can actually pass it, can actually cross it to Højlund, and then Højlund has a chance to score. Against Fulham, you didn't see any of Højlund. Against Sheffield United, you didn't see any of Højlund, because Højlund were just there, like, what am I doing? Am I going to get the ball, or am I tracking back? He didn't know really what to do. So I do believe Marcus Rashford will coming in. Potentially, if he can give it to Højlund, that is what I would like to see. But you never know. You never know what can happen. But I'm going to stick with my guts. I think Marcus Rashford should play. And Rasmus Højlund being the main striker. And just like that, that's the starting 11 out of the way. Now let's see what my score prediction will be. So while we're here, what do I think the score prediction will be? I think, to be honest, it will be competitive. And I do think, to be fair, Manchester United will struggle a lot. That is my own opinion. I think Manchester United will struggle in this game. Obviously, playing away for Manchester United is a daunting task in itself. The only wins Manchester United have had proper, maybe away, Forest, Fulham, Burnley, all of them. They are pretty much the 3 places where we can win. Barring from that, we can't win anywhere else. And that, for me, is a big issue there for Manchester United. And I think it will cost us dearly. However, I think we will score first. I think we will score first there in this game. I think not what would happen with Manchester United if the opposition team scores one up, we're done. It's game over. So, because of that, I think Manchester United will score. I think it will be a 30th minute goal. I think 30 minutes will find a way. And I am going to say fairy tales can happen. Rasmus Højlund will get a goal. I think it'll be 1-0 there to Manchester United. Højlund will get a goal. Rashford assist. He'll break them up. It'll be a pass there from the left-hand corner. Rasmus Højlund scores straight in the right-hand bottom corner, and I think it will be 1-0. However, there's always a lot of howevers. Manchester United are clumsy at times. They are very clumsy, and I think the comicalness of Manchester United, we will concede. I think we will concede a goal there. I think Copenhagen will be tough. I think they will give us a lot of chances, like obviously what happened there. But I do think we will give Copenhagen a lot of chances, and I do think eventually Copenhagen will get on the marks. And I'm going to say there, a goal from Victor Claesson will do the deal. I think Victor Claesson will find a way to score. I think it will be a good goal, don't get me wrong. But I think that will alight the Copenhagen crowd up to the point where they could potentially have a chance of winning the game. I believe the Manchester United defence will just do enough to stop that. However, I don't think Manchester United will get a positive result. Therefore, I will be saying Manchester United will draw this game 1-1. I think altogether 1-1 going away from home is a pretty reasonable result. I mean, it's not a result Manchester United would have wanted, but it's a result Manchester United could say, yeah, okay, we'll move on. Because then, that away trip to Galatasaray next is going to be a very important game there for us, win or lose scenario indeed. But I think my final prediction on this game will be Copenhagen 1, Manchester United 1. And just like that then, we will get going. So if you do like that video, if you do say something, it would really mean a lot to me, but you don't have to. As I shall go, see you soon, stay safe, talking to you then in a while. See ya, and bye-bye.